What is up? Check, check, check. Yo, we're here with Salt Lake Crit 2022. I am Jonathan Crane. I'm a mediocre Cat 2 bike racer out of Birmingham, Alabama. Watching along with these guys throughout the crit racing season. I love crit racing, like watching crit racing. What's up is the Freelance prize a mission. So this is coming a week after last week's ACC race in Boise, where we saw, unfortunately, change of the leader's jersey. Hernandez has crashed out. We got Bubba Martinez lining up here. It looks like most of the big names are here. Not all the big names are here. Most notably, Hernandez, who was in the leader's jersey, crashed out last week. He's gone. Here we got Gibbons, and it looks like we've been talking in the chat before the stream got going here. Looks like Gibbons is here. Gibbons was third, so he's moved up into second now on the overall. It looks like he is here for the first time this season with no teammates. Which, speaking of which, Davey, if you're out there, get in the chat. Get in the chat. Davey Dawson, who's been on this channel before. I think Spencer Movanzada right here. He has not been at. He definitely wasn't at Boise. That'll make things interesting, I think. Is that Mov? Yeah, that's Movanzada. Movanzada's a breakaway artist. ButcherBox has not really found their feet this season. But Movanzada's a really good breakaway artist. He was in the breakaway at Athens. He's been in a lot of notable breakaways this year and last year. Still looking for that big result. It's just not been a breakaway style of racing. We got Justin from Legion. It looks like they're going to start the race a little bit early. Maybe I'm crazy, but this race was supposed to start at 9:05 local to me time, and it looks like it's going to start at 9 sharp. So I'm glad I started streaming here a little early. Not sure who that is from Cliff Bar. One of the Malherbe brothers. Is that red hair? Yeah, so we were talking before this got started about how the tour stage today was supposed to be a little bit more of a snoozer than it was. Hey, cheers. Cheers to the fans of the sparkling water. Got to stay hydrated out here. Actually, duathlon, World Games duathlon was here in Birmingham today. And I went out and watched some of that, and they delayed it for heat. And I was like, I've raced 3 crits in hotter heat than this year, at least. So let's see if we're going to have Legion taking the front, doing the Legion thing, or if they're going to do what they did last week and wait. Basically, last week, Legion did more of a classic United Healthcare than a Legion. I would classify that as a Legion is where you take the front insanely early and you ride the front the entire race. And a United Healthcare is where you take the front with about 15 to 20 laps to go. It looks like everybody's looking around a little bit. Legion hasn't really formed on the front. Best Buddies headed up there. Best Buddies headed up there, and yeah, Gibbons is up there. So I'm wondering, okay, to get into the storyline stuff, this is the first race where Brandon Feehrey, Monk Feehrey, is Oh, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think you were the one that asked for that, so gave me some good inspiration to get that one going. So Gibbons is off the leash here a little bit with no teammates. I don't see any teammates. There were none pre-registered, so it looks like he just doesn't have teammates. Someone in the chat said that maybe they ran out of bikes. I think Tom himself has broken, three bikes this season? So it could be that they've just burned through those factor bikes. I don't know. Maybe this race is just a little far west. They have a lot of East Coast dudes. Like, I know Davey is East Coast, like Philadelphia area. I know Daniel Swan was in New Orleans for a long time. I've raced that dude a decent bit. Got an Avolo jersey up there. That's new. I only saw one Avolo rider pre-reg, but the Avolo kids are all, I say kids because they're a U23 team or development team, whatever. But they are always super aggressive, so maybe it'll be a little bit more aggressive over race. Interesting that we have Tom with no teammates on the front right now. Legion has not taken it. Somebody said maybe this was going to be a Legion versus Best Buddies snooze fest. Legion was looking a little ragged last week. They did manage to pull it off, but yeah, could be that too, David. I think only two of them got caught up in that, two or three of them, but I actually thought Gibbons was the worst off among them in that crash. If you guys haven't seen the footage, basically what happened is Automatic was trying to move up on the outside. If you haven't seen the footage and you want to, it's on Clever Martinez's YouTube and maybe Facebook page. Go to Clever Martinez's social media. He's got helmet cam footage of it. It shows it pretty clearly, but Automatic was trying to move up on the outside. The Automatic rider on the front, I think might have been Dan Swan. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Dalton Collins. Automatic rider on the front looks over their left shoulder to see if the teammates are back there. Right as they're coming back around, Legion starts to swing right, and they weren't protecting their front wheel, basically. They were slightly overlapped. The Legion train swings out, and yeah, Gibbons is actually, I think Gibbons has never fully figured out how to race with the team, honestly. So it might let him off the leash a little bit, that he doesn't feel like he needs to have his team doing the like traditional sprint lead out train kind of deal. So I guess we had a point sprint there. How many laps in are we? I got no lap counter up here, so yeah, we're clearly not at 7 to go. So there are points preems at 7 laps in, middle of the race, and then 7 laps to go. I believe there's also a gambler preem at 2 to go. So this is the first race where Project Echelon is on the defensive. Their Brandon Monk Feehrey moved from second into first place on the series last week after that crash, after a broken collarbone, took the leader out. So it's Project Echelon has never been a team to just ride the front Legion style. They've always been sort of built for breakaways, at least their crit squad has. Notably, Stephen Vogel, had a successful breakaway, even with Legion in the field last year at Armed Forces Cycling Classic. I'm going to go down the list here. Let's look. You guys want to see who all we got? Well, no, I'm not going to go to that view. I was going to throw the registration list up here so you guys can look at what I'm looking at, but that would cover everything on this little view, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I don't see Stephen Vogel on the list here, so he would be kind of a tractor for Project Echelon. So it's going to be interesting to see who Best Buddies is racing for today, because they have lost their leader. Sorry, it was Rodriguez who crashed out, not Hernandez. Alfredo Rodriguez crashed out last night. See, that's what I'm saying, though. You're saying Vogel only races the ones that matter. This one wouldn't have been one that matters, but now they're in the lead, so maybe they all matter now, or maybe they just feel secure in the fact that they're going to be able to hold it together. Let's see if we got Lamperti here. Got an Empire rider going off the front, mixing it up. Good to see those dudes. I think the crash last week did take out Pat Casey, a guy I used to race with locally, who's on that Empire team, the cotton candy looking jerseys on the front. That's a new team for this year. Out of like the Colorado area, they got several strong guys though, and it looks like we've got pretty good. No, they're chasing. We got pretty good makeup in that breakaway. There's even a Legion rider in there, but Sam Boardman's shutting it down. He's nope. Sam Boardman, I thought he was shutting it down, but he's at the head of the second group of 4. Sick drone shot here. Loving the drone. When the drone gets right down there in the Peloton, it's pretty awesome. Okay, yeah. I agree, Lance, that the hard races are the ones that Vogel excels at. Ones that are longer, hotter, something. Yeah, Echelon was really built as more of a stage race team, but like as American stage races have kind of dropped off, both in terms of just happening and in terms of popularity, they've embraced being more of an all-around team to cover everything. Yo, somebody in here, drop this in r/velo on Reddit. Let's get some people in here hanging out. Looks like we already got 40 something people watching. Unfamiliar with this jersey, whoever's hitting the front right now. Black with pink, blue and pink sleeves. Empire still trying to get it. It looks like it kind of came back together. I'm really glad. So talking course for a second, I'm really glad this is not the course that was the USA Crits point day last year that went through some sort of weird little mall or something. And there was a part of the course where it's like poured concrete slabs that are going this way, and then the course itself was sort of winding, and there were like gaps between the slabs that were not running parallel to the course. They were running kind of like at weird angles, and people were having bunny hop over them, and very sketchy. And there was one corner that was pretty fast tailwind downhill, went from wide pinch down to narrow, and a lot of people were eating it there last year. So we got a Nashville guy in the move here. I'm going to be racing with a bunch of the NLC guys on Wednesday. Me and my teammate Zach are going up to Nashville to do their weeknight crit on Wednesday. Should be a good time. Hopefully none of these guys. Hopefully these guys are good and tired and don't just like absolutely murk us. But they do a midweek crit up there on the car racing track. Got the Avolo rider in this move. As I said, Avolo loves to race super aggressive, especially when, only having one, being the only one from your team in a race, it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like, you can't control the race at all, but it gives you really good, it gives you a ton of freedom. You can do whatever you want because you don't have any other team role that you're working on. And it gives you freedom to, like, if you get in a move and you don't want to pull, I'm not saying that it's smart to do that, but you can do it and it's like, it's fine. Or you can get in a move and be the guy pulling the most because you want to commit to that. You can just do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about, ooh, this is a dangerous move. We got Ty Magner on the front, who I said last week, I think Ty is maybe the strongest guy on Legion right now, maybe the strongest guy in this field, like strongest guy in the American crit scene right now. Yeah, that's a classic junior move to go with the seppuku pull real early. That's a strong move though. All right, we got point sprint on this lap, it looks like. Who's that on the back? Is that maybe Clever Martinez with the GoPro on the back? This is a big move. Empire Rider's kind of random, but then we've got Magner, Hernandez, Fake Clever also. Yeah, so we got Legion, Best Buddies, Blazers, Echelon. That's a pretty good solid move. Yeah, Ty is killing it. I think Ty has always been this strong, but he's been on teams where it wasn't his job to like be the finisher. But this year, Justin got hurt, Corey had a kid. Ty's just gotten more chances than he did, even back on UHC/Rally. They were always more focused on like the Murphy brothers, other riders. So, and he was in a support role, kind of as an all-around rouleur. But he's been let off the leash a little bit this year, and he's been winning a ton. And he's one of the best all-around riders. Like he can sprint with a Justin even when he's at his best, but he can also handle those courses that the bigger sprinter guys like Justin don't do well at. Here we go. Feehrey going for the whoop. Wow. Bike throw for the points. Feehrey got it, I think, maybe. Feehrey or Hernandez. So here's the question. When this comes back, do we get a good counter move here? I think, yeah, it looks like we got Spencer Movanzada. Here we go. Spencer Movanzada's up there. Like I said earlier, he's the breakaway artist, and he knows when these moments are. The lull after a big bike throw point stream sprint is a great time to go. Oh, Empire rider down. Looks like a couple Nashville riders caught up. 3 Nashville riders caught up. I'm not sure who that is down. Is that a not a Project Echelon? That is a Project Echelon. Not sure who that is from Project Echelon. Looks like we got bikes working. Echelon rider, maybe pull your cranks around there. Ooh. Oh no, bike not working for the Empire rider. That looks like maybe day over. Yeah, unclear what happened. You're gonna have a bad time. It's a pretty innocuous corner, so I guess somebody probably. Oh no, there was a pretty big manhole cover. I bet somebody lost the front wheel on the manhole cover. Did Boardman lose a bike? I missed that. Did he retire? I know I saw him at Hammerfest this year. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I know he did. That's kind of the classic junior formula. We're talking about Ian Garrison, who is on Legion this year. He was on Quick Step last year, but I know a ton of super talented guys who raced really hard as juniors, and then a lot of guys taking a free lap here, including Tom. It looks like I've raced with that guy in the blue jersey before. Yeah, it's a lot of juniors do that though, where they just go super hard and fly too close to the sun, I think, and a lot of them, it's like they're on a really fast upward trajectory throughout the sport, and then they hit that ceiling where it starts to get really hard. And I think the World Tour was probably that for Garrison. I've heard secondhand that like it was just a rough environment. I mean, if you're in a country where you don't speak the language and you're on a team where you're not really getting any opportunities to show yourself, and you're the lowest man on the totem pole, and you've gone from being like this star junior in the States, you're winning everything, to you're just barely hanging on. I think the combination of all of that stuff kind of breaks some guys' spirits. Ooh, Hernandez got that one. So it looks like Hernandez is not, Best Buddies is not giving up on the overall. That answers one question I had here, which was like, does Best Buddies shift their focus and try to get someone else the overall, or do they just try to win these races individually with whoever? And I think that point sprint proves that Hernandez is their new leader. They're going all in for Hernandez. So these are the sprint point standings. I honestly don't think anyone is super worried about those now, because those are almost identical to the overall standings. The point gaps are just the points are bigger because it's not just the mid-race points frames that count toward it; it's the end points as well. Looks like everybody's just kind of. Oh, we got some mechanic work going on here. Who's still in the pit? Hopefully it's not Tom. If Tom, that must be an Empire rider. Saw a Ventum bike. Cliff Bar rider too. Whoop, I'm paying attention down here, but up there it looks like we got the Avolo rider again going super hard, super early, as Avolo is wont to do. Speaking of juniors that sometimes fly too close to the sun and burn out, Avolo is one of those teams where like those kids either become the best people in the sport in the country, or you think like, what happened to that guy? And he just doesn't ride anymore. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Garrison. He's a super talented dude, and he's from the Southeast, so it's cool to see him at races. I've raced a little bit of cross with him here and there. CS Velo, they had one really big win at a stage race this year with Sean Gardner, I think, but they really haven't had one in a crit yet. So Yeah, Anthony, I'm not sure like what Blazers deal. They got a lot of strong guys, and it's not like they're racing bad, but I just can't figure out like what their plan is or who they're racing for. I feel like I feel like they were doing better. A lot of their riders were doing better individually last year. Like Clever was doing better, sort of freelancing sprints last year when he was under teamed with Rockland Velo. And I guess you're saying Saley's not healthy. That kind of explains him. But Johnny Brown, former U.S. national champion on the road, elite national champion. It seems like I'm not sure if it's that they haven't gelled as a team or if their team orders are just like everybody just go race as aggressive as you want, and that ends up with like they're always up there, but they're never controlling it, you know. Um, Seems like the race is about to crank back up post crash. It seems like there's a little bit of nerves in the bunch and guys still getting stuck back in. Yeah, they do race as individuals. Anthony, I agree. I'm not sure if they want to have a team plan or if they're kind of just like the B team for Legion. Here we go. You got a Malherbe brother move. I believe that's got to be if it's a Cliff Bar rider going up the road early. Looks like Malherbe. That might have been Clever second wheel. Blazers rider. Speak of the devil. Nope, not Clever. Travieso maybe. If Travieso could get up the road, he's super dangerous. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Welcome. And then it looks like maybe Tyler Williams. So Legion is playing this really differently. They're not just sitting on the front and controlling it. They're sending guys into this breakaway. Legion's got the A squad here. They're showing the Legion roster for some reason. Tyler Williams, Justin Williams, Corey Williams, Cowan, Magner, Boardman. Cowan, Magner, Boardman, that's like the defensive line of American Criterium racing right now. Those guys they're big, they're powerful, and they're protecting. Yeah, that does look like Frank Travieso, I believe, in the move. Frank is another guy that I've raced a bit of cyclocross with here and there throughout the years. He's out of Athens, Georgia, so he's normally at the Georgia Cross races. Frank the Tank, he's super, super good in a breakaway. I guess that, maybe that's not Frank. Hard to tell. Can't see the numbers. Maybe that's Dante. It would be great. Yeah, totally agree, Thomas. Okay, this is something I feel like I need to talk about. Every time I talk about like how people could beat Legion or like it doesn't look like Legion is just controlling stuff, people take that as me just hating Legion or something. Legion is incredibly impressive, but it is boring to watch a race where one team, I mean, when it was Sky and the Tour, that was boring too. So I kind of love thinking about ways that underdog teams could maybe weasel their way in there and upset the apple cart a little bit. I love an underdog. So I don't know. Johnny Brown's in there from Blazers. But yeah, Legion is racing this one totally different. The fact that they're putting people into the move. Hinnis, okay. Sorry, man. I'm talking live and I'm trying to watch the race and read the comments. So you're saying it's literally not hard to tell whether it's Travieso or not? Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell because I can't see their numbers, but I can only identify these guys so well from a 30 FPS, 720p stream based on, especially the more pro a team is, the harder it is to identify their individual riders because everyone is using the exact same kit all the way down. So I kind of am going by like hairstyle, skin tone, size, and then like just how they sit on the bike. And apparently Hinnis and Travieso have pretty similar size and build on the bike, and they're using all identical equipment. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look pretty similar on a 720p stream, which is That's what we're all looking at. It maxes out this speed coming from them maxes out at 720. I also just expect to see Travieso getting in breakaways because he's a breakaway man. He loves to be up there, and maybe some of it is me wanting. I'm saying what I want to see. You know what I mean? I'm speaking with my heart. Yeah, Froome is exactly. Froome is easy to spot because he rides like this, like with his elbows out and like staring at his stem. So you can spot him even in the mass of pasty 60 kg bald white guys that was Sky at the time. It's unfortunate that everyone on Blazers looks cool. They look good on the bike, so it's hard to tell them apart. Yeah, it was cool to see Froome up at the front of the race. Man, the tour has been so good this year. It's been it's been awesome. The stage today was unexpectedly great. GC stuff. Yeah, I'm doing what I can, and I also have okay. I've got my stream window over here. I'm trying to monitor the quality I've got going out, including like my audio and stuff. And then I've got the race right here, and I've got my chat window here, and then I've got the results and standings here and the start list there. So it's got a lot of stuff fighting for my Danish Macaulay Culkin. All right, we got a strong move here. Looks like maybe Ama Insik has tacked onto the back. Again, I'm doing the you know I just know what Ama looks like on the bike, but I'm pretty sure that's Ama from Best Buddies on the back there. Ama's had an extremely mixed season, but I know he's going pretty well. One of his Milligan teammates I rode with on Tuesday, and they won collegiate crit nats with Ama. Yeah, I agree, Face Diaper. The fact that there's a Legion rider in this, I think means that Legion is not going to just sit on the front and bring it back. It would be stupid. It would be unorthodox of them to both put a rider into the break and commit their energy to bringing the break back. So, yeah, we got it is Travieso. Okay, Travieso, White, Williams, Shukra, Insect. So I'm not crazy. That is Travieso. All right, I'm vindicated. Yeah, I think this is the move of the night. The question is this the move of the night in the sense that it goes to the line, or is this the move of the night in the sense that it goes to 5 to go, $200 premium? Yeah, no, Alma definitely could win from this break. Seems like Legion's not happy with one of five in the move, and they're trying to maybe send someone across or shut it down. Anytime Boardman gets on the front like that, it's anytime Boardman gets on the front like this, it seems like the break is coming back. I wonder if they're on the radio telling him to just sit up, the Legion rider in the break. It does look like they're not taking like super smooth turns here in the break. Yeah, Alec Cowan led up. I wonder if Legion is calling it and saying, sit up in the break, sit on the back, and we'll see if it comes back because we want to sprint. I do think Justin and Corey have something to prove here. I think, it looked like Gibbons was next to last wheel there. I don't know if that was just from the crash. He got caught at the back or if he's intentionally tail gunning it. Again, he's got no teammates today, so I think we're going to see him racing a little bit differently. Yeah, so Ama, for anyone who doesn't know, Ama was on Legion last year, quit Legion to be on Best Buddies this year. But he is a pretty incredible sprinter. Yeah, see, that's what I thought they were doing, Biker Boy, but then it looks like they put the call in for him to sit up, and then they put Boardman on the front, and like generally, you don't put Boardman on the front unless you want the move to come back. Boardman brings moves back. That's what he does. He's the Tim DeClerc of American cycling. You put him on the front, and he is El Tractor, bringing things back. I think that's maybe Movinzada from Butcher Box on the left there. I'm sure Butcher Box feels like they're, especially Movinzada, like he's probably chomping at the bit somewhere in here to get across to that move, because this is his ideal situation, is to be in a move where Legion has representation, a move that could actually go. Okay, I don't know the inner workings of that, but I know that Amo was on Legion and now he's not on Legion. So I'll leave it at that. If you've got insider info on that, the only insider info I have is that he's going pretty good. I know a kid who's his teammate, but I haven't pressed him for the gory details of how that deal went down. Empire Rider in the break, I think he's going to be super committed to this move, if only for the TV time. Which, like, you kind of need someone like that in the move who is. That's. Boardman was on the front in the Peloton, and Cowan is in the move. So there's two fronts. Yeah, interesting that Echelon doesn't have anybody in here, and they're so maybe this is Legion kind of sensing that the dynamic has changed here, and that to some degree Echelon is on the defensive now. So maybe they're sitting back and saying, like, Echelon, you guys are in the lead. You don't want to sprint the same way that Best Buddies did. So it just changed the calculus of it makes more sense for Legion to put someone in the break. So we got a point sprint on this next lap. This should be the halfway mark. Big teams not at this race. Thomas, I mentioned it earlier, but Automatic only has Gibbons here. I'm trying to think of teams that have nobody. I think Texas Roadhouse has nobody here, which you can decide whether or not you call them a big team, but I'm saying, they're a team that's been doing these races. Drew Dillman has been doing well for Roadhouse this season, so, it feels like overstating it to call them a big team, but it also feels wrong not to mention them at all. But yeah, we got Best Buddies. It's pretty much Best Buddies, Legion, Blazers, Echelon. That's kind of the top tier. They're all here. Drew Dillman once again proves cyclocross racers are the best bike racers. I mean, Pidcock had that win on Alpe d'Huez the other day. Wout is going to win the green jersey and his team is going to win the yellow jersey. Maybe, fingers crossed. But yeah, I have a running thing that cyclocross racers are the best bike racers. And if Best Buddies doesn't win today, it's because they didn't bring Curtis White. Or did they? They did bring Curtis White. Okay, Best Buddies brought Curtis White, and cyclocross racers are the best bike racers. Therefore, Best Buddies is going to win today. That's my prediction through transited property. It was cool. I went to Crossworlds in Fayetteville and saw Pidcock race a few months ago. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that descending, when Pidcock went around on the outside on that corner, that was an insane move. I would love to see Pidcock in one of these crits. I mean, I know he'd probably just lap the field, but I also think the thing about cross is that it's always hard. Like in road, you can ride in the Peloton and kind of fake it to some degree, but like every cross race is an interval session basically. So if you're doing cross, just the level of like pain tolerance and the quality of that workout is very high. It's like a high intensity interval training session, and it improves your bike handling skills, and there is some level of tactics to it. So it like sharpens the knife in a lot of ways that make you a really good. Yeah, the speeds are insane. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say that anyone's like definitely doing something they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but it's pretty fast this year. Some of that is down to tech. I mean, the bikes are faster. We said this was the break of the night. We got ButcherBox trying to go across to it. The gap is getting closed. Okay, Legion's doing a Legion. They realized they want to Legion it. They're not happy to. Looks like they traded who's in the break. Or is this a chase group trying to get across to the break that has boardmen in it? Yeah, if Ama is sitting on, there's no way that move is going. Gotcha. Second group with Cowan. So Travieso is a diesel, and it does seems like this second group is maybe not going anywhere. Yeah, that's the chase. Okay. I missed when the chase went, and I was seeing like a similar composition with Legion, Best Buddies, Empire, and that was throwing me off. But that was a chase. It's coming back together. That's a pretty short gap. All right, let's count it out. That was 3:19 that they went around the corner. Let's see what time it is when the rest of the group goes down the corner. That front on shot like flattens the distance a lot, but looks like they've got at least 10, I'll call that 12 seconds. So that's weird. It's striking distance. That's right on the line of like that could go either way. All it takes is one sit up in the Peloton and that gap can just blow back out. And all it takes is one person here not pulling through and the gap comes back immediately. Yeah, 13. That sounds about right. Very interesting though. Legion was on the front a minute ago looking like they were going to Legion it and now they're not. So this could be it. This could go. That could have been the last gasp of the classic Legion move, or at least we're at 15 to go, which last week they took the front of the field with like 20:18 to go. So I don't know. This could be it. I don't know why Empire. Why are you chasing your own rider? Yeah, I don't know why Empire was on the front there, but yeah, I agree about Wild Penard though. Wild is my favorite rider. He's incredible all around talent. He's an ATV, all terrain vehicle, super talented, and I also like that he's very good, but he's got to try so hard. He's super detail oriented. Like the year that he cramped up in Strada Bianca, and then he came back and won it. Um, Watching him cramp and come to a stop and fall over was pretty brutal. Amazing effort. Thank you, Pete. Hit the like button, like and subscribe if you are enjoying the Crit Race hangout. Still have Magner and Williams in the group. So this is my question though. Do you think that Legion is gonna bring it back, or are they gonna tell Cowan to sit up in the break? What do you think Legion's play is here? I'm wondering where Gibbons is at because I feel like Gibbons made the trip out here. He's sitting in second now. That's another thing to look at right now is aside from this breakaway sticking or not, who wins this race is just like uh, Tom got caught up in a crash. He's been tail gunning tonight. Can he make his way back to the front in the next 14 laps and grab some points? He has to be above 20th place to get some points. Justin and Corey definitely off. Evolo rider in the pit. Shoe change? Shoe mechanical? Did he have pit shoes? Speaking of cyclocross, I don't know. Oh, is Gibbons out? I wonder what happened to Gibbons there. I wonder if he got caught at the washing machine after that crash. Yeah, Justin had that. Did he break a collarbone? He broke something in his shoulder. But Justin had that injury early this season, and then Corey had kid, and then they've got, they're trying to grow the team, and I think they maybe took their eyes off the ball training wise a little bit. All right, let's see what the gap is now. I'm saying the gap is bigger. What team is in the points lead right now for the series? I'm not sure about the team competition. I can look, but the individual rider who's winning is Brendan Feehrey from Project Echelon, and they don't have anybody in that break. So I think if anyone's going to really commit to bringing this back, it's going to be Project Echelon, or it should be Project Echelon, because they are on the defensive here. I don't think there's anyone in that breakaway that's going to overtake Feehrey in the points, but so Best Buddies is winning in the points right now pretty handily. But that's partially because, interestingly, Legion has not bought into this series, so Legion is not listed. Legion might be winning if they had bought into the series, but their points don't count toward the team points competition. Legion's still not looking fully Legion-y. I see a lot of Legion jerseys up at the front, but they're not like, 5 deep on the front with 2 guys rotating, bringing this back. So yeah, Jeff, I think that's probably sarcasm on your part, but I mean, for a lot of these guys, they're so close to the edge of training stress and life stress that you put one thing on top of it and it kind of can topple the apple cart. Getting back to Tour de France stuff, my theory on Sagan is that he has never been the same since his divorce. Seriously, go look up the day he got divorced and then look at his results. It's just a steady downward decline. And I haven't heard anyone else make that correlation, but I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, this gets to my tinfoil hat theory that they want to turn Lions Den into a series and then they want to own the series. So they're not trying to invest in another series, but they do feel like they have to be at all the biggest races this year. And that's why Legion is at these races, but not bought into the full series. Travieso, I said it early that he is Frank the Tank. Looks like Dante's up there. He's good to see him near the front. He's not had the most, not had any huge wins this season or anything. There's Gibbons. He's still in there. He is toward the back, though. I wonder what his plan is here, because I know he wants to be better than 20th to be in the points. Yeah, I mean, I think, Lance, I think their goal is, okay, you're sending me down the rabbit hole here. They own Blazers. They own Legion. I think their goal is to make enough new teams that they own all the teams that are competing in the series. So essentially, every team would be Legion in the sense that Justin, oh no, crash. Is that TJ? Looks like 49 there. Might be TJ Kalela. Looks like we maybe got a Malherbe brother in there. Another. Oh, that was. Looks like there's a speed bump there or something. They're coming down. Yeah, Nashville local rider came down. Probably got his wheel clipped there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they can. Yeah, they're outside. Okay, 13 to go. They've still got free laps. So, will Pogacar crack Vingegaard? Tough to say about Pogacar. He doesn't look as invincible as he has looked in previous years. He's certainly going to try, and it'll be really exciting to watch. Okay, where are people finding this information? Because all I could find was like one article that said on the Blazers thing was one article that said that Justin and Corey own Blazers basically. But regardless, there's some affiliation, and I think that group that maybe they have. Yeah, I'm not blaming Legion. I'm just saying I think that's what they're angling at is a series, and part of what they're trying to do is a lot of the things that are a good idea that make sense, like putting numbers on the jerseys, putting names on the jerseys, having geographically based teams. So, Anthony, put a link put a link in the chat. I've found a few articles that like hint at the ownership, but I haven't found anything. I haven't found anything that explicitly lays out what the ownership info is here. Okay, with the crash in the Peloton, this break is looking even more. Yeah, I'm only seeing one Project Echelon, two Project Echelon riders at the front. Yeah, Corey with his hand on the back of the Project Echelon rider. So it looks like Project Echelon is going to contribute to the catch, to trying to chase this break, try to make the catch with Legion. But is it too little, too late? It might be. I mean, and then the question is, can Legion still win from this break? That also might be the case. Wow, Matt coming through with the deep knowledge. I mean, okay, you guys are really getting into this. Either way, it's kind of a moot point. I mean, they're up. That's TJ Kalela. Sorry to see that dude go down. Race with him locally a good bit. Maybe see him at the crit on Wednesday up in Nashville. But yeah, on the Blazers Legion ownership thing, I don't know. Like I've said before, there are elements of that I think are good. Regional teams, names on the jerseys, franchises that are not linked to a sponsor, cohesive league structure, all good stuff. The league being owned by a single team or group, don't love. It's a mixed bag, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good that they're like bringing Red Bull in is huge. So face diaper, the NFL thing is NFL thing is a good analogy, but NFL works more like American Crit Cup in the sense that American Crit Cup is owned by an association of teams that have bought into it, not including Legion. Like all of the NFL franchises, they're not owned by the same group. They're individually owned, and then they run the league cooperatively. Yeah, I mean, Anthony, Legion has brought new eyes to the sport of cycling in America for sure, and crit racing especially, which, I'm here for it. I'm literally right here for it. Butcher Box hitting the front confusingly now. I think they just missed the move. Corey Lockwood has not made much noise on that team. He's a big talent, big engine, but he's been team hopping a ton in the recent years. Yeah, I agree, Face Diaper. I think that's here's another thing I think. We're always in cycling looking at like how do we make it bigger? How do we get more people into it? And like maybe it's okay if we just have sustainability at this level, Like I want to continue bringing more people into the sport, but like it doesn't have to keep getting bigger and more expensive. Like it can be a niche sport with a devoted fan base, as long as we're doing it in a way that like we can continue putting these races on and guys are willing to continue racing them. I don't know. Again, this is maybe my like punk rock brain kicking in, but like it doesn't have to be arena rock. And it can still be something awesome and sustainable over time without getting bigger. It doesn't have to be. Again, I would love for it to get bigger, but I'm concerned with stability more than growth, if that makes sense. Murphy, I agree. I'll see you at Georgia Cross. I was just talking about how I've had the misfortune of racing Travieso in the break at the Georgia Cross races. Murphy knows Frank the Tank right here. Yeah, I think Joyless, I think we did American bike racing overextended itself during the Lance era, especially going to all of these big stage races that are extremely expensive to put on, and then the bottom just fell off. Yeah, it's amazing that Frank has like never deteriorated at all. He's how old is he? He's like 40 something, right? Frank gives me hope. I'll be baby master's age next year, but I have faith that I can continue to get stronger. Yeah, this break is like Frank is truly the hero of this break. Has Ama been pulling it all? If Ama hasn't been pulling it all, Ama is gonna win. And my prediction of Best Buddies winning. Yeah, Ama hasn't been pulling it all, has he? He's just sitting on. So we got Legion and Best Buddies riders just sitting on. Wow. Frank Travieso on the front here. Race age 42. Absolutely. This could be the first like traditional breakaway that we've seen this season. This is what Frank loves to do. This is the kind of racing that Frank does. Breakaway about halfway through, just pull and stay away. I think they're gonna do it right. Yeah, I'm not sure either. It would be very funny if Legion had a rider in this move, chose to have that rider sit on, and then also brought it back themselves. That just shows that they really don't back Cowan if that's what they do. Or maybe that they do know how strong Ama is. I mean, I guess they probably Ama was on the team last year, so they had a look under the hood to some degree. All right, I'm timing it. I got my stream time here. 47 was when they went around the corner. So it looks like this break's got at least 30 seconds. Oop. As I spill my water. Well, I've just spilled my LaCroix in my seat because I was worried the stream was gone. Oops. So does anybody know about this CS Velo guy in the break here? I don't know much about I don't know much about really anybody on that team other than Alan Schroeder, who's on the Criterium Nation podcast, and Sean Gardner, who got that Everesting world record last year and then won one of the big stage races this year. But I know they have a sprinter that they do believe in. So yeah, I don't think Tyler can match it either. So I mean, maybe it wouldn't be stupid of Legion to have a guy in this move and still bring him back and go for the sprint anyway. Yeah, I think the breaks got it, honestly. And I'm not seeing the urgency in this field. Like I'm seeing Legion jerseys at the front, but it doesn't look like Legion is doing the Legion thing. It doesn't look like they're single file strung out with Boardman taking hero pulls right now. Yeah. Oh, Anthony, I didn't even catch your typo. I read that and was like, yeah, Tyler cannot match for sure. Like that's Frank attacking this break would be huge. That would be a true king move. He might do it. I don't know if he would hold it, but that might be his best bet if both Ama and Cowan have been told to just sit on. They might be. You might be able to catch them off guard a little bit if you can come from third wheel. Woo! All right, here we go. Oh no, that's not Cowan. That's Williams. So Williams is a better sprinter than Cowan. That changes it a little bit. But Williams, I think the fact that he's attacking right now means that he knows, whoa, crazy shot there. I'm about to get vertigo. I don't know if they ever found Sam's bike. Anybody know? One to go, Frank is gone. Yeah, I've seen him do that before. I've seen him do that in person, and it does work sometimes, especially if the other two are battling each other. If he's got Ama and Tyler battling each other, and then he can counter off of one of their attacks. this could be a big one for Frank. Frank did win San Rafael in like 2019, right? Pretty recently. You think Cowan is faster than Tyler? Tyler won this race last year. Maybe I've just seen Tyler win more times. Yeah, Williams and Ama are very fresh, but the thing is, when you're that fresh and you're like, I'm all in for this sprint, you could miss one of these moves if they're fully in that like, I'm all in for the sprint. I'm gonna just sit on the back and wait for it. If you're in waiting mode and someone goes outside the time that you're ready to sprint, that couple seconds of hesitation. So if Frank attacks and Ama and Tyler look at each other, he could get away. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's possible. Yeah, these guys know they have enough time now, so the urgency has kind of come out of it. This could. Yeah, I think they got caught up in the crash. The Malerkey brothers are still decent. I do think like Cliff Bar was at this level, and this is another credit to Legion, full credit to Legion on this. The level was here, and Cliff Bar was a good breakaway team, and Legion brought the level up to here, and Cliff Bar is still at the level they were at. So, I mean, Legion has completely raised the level of American racing. It just depends on how it goes. I mean, Ama definitely, if they leave it close, if they leave it within the last 400 meters, even Ama's got it easy. So what has to happen now for anyone other than Ama to win is people have to start attacking Ama. Murphy, the UCI, they reversed that ruling, actually, thankfully, after the one at that cyclocross race that was so sick. Why are we getting this shot of the back of the Peloton? I need to see the front. What is going on? Getting a great shot of these people crossing. Awesome. Can we get another camera? Do we only have this camera now? What's going on? Here's the front. All right. Hell yeah. Cool. Empire Rider in the break. Whoop. It's getting close. Gap is coming down. Wow. Whoa. Awesome. Awesome drone shot here. Ama's on it. All right, let's see. Gap is 5 seconds, 6 seconds. How many laps do we have? We've lost. Do we have a lap counter? Yeah, I don't know, Thias. They took the lap counter away. It was up there and it's gone now. Good call, Jeff. Corey's going to leave Magner out for the field sprint. Oh, it's all together. We're Grupo Compacto. Full reset. All right, that was the break of the day, as we said, but it was the break of the day in the sense that they were gone all the way. Okay, 3 to go. Thank you. I don't know why the stream has gotten worse. Like we're getting this shot and we're not getting the front. I don't know. I will say the overall quality of the streams of American races has inched up year over year. The quality of this course has risen over last year. We're having the National Series race on a course that's not explicitly dangerous, so that's good. Ties up here. All right, let's look at the shape of these trains. Yeah, I think the lap counter crashed. I think the lap counter got caught up in one of those early crashes and broke the collarbone. We got Corey and Justin on the back of the group, on the back of the Legion train. Ama's popping out. Is Ama? We got Hernandez and Ama at the back of the Legion train. I think Justin is sweeping Corey. I think Corey's going for the win. I think Ty Magner is going to try to lead Corey out. Okay, 2 to go. Okay, they heard us. Thanks. I'll sit here, Vanna White it with the lap counter. Not seeing not seeing Gibbons anywhere. Best Buddies doesn't have the horsepower to close. Justin might actually win today. I don't think it's going to be Justin. I think it's going to be Corey. I think Justin, normally Legion goes with a sweeper. They put someone behind their sprinter that is just going to do the old Saturn sit-up when they finally launch it. But I think I think Ty will be the last man, and then Corey is going to be the sprinter, and Justin will sit up. That's my guess. Yeah, when you put Magner in front of somebody, that's who you want to win. Looks like Best Buddies is just battling for the back of that train. Nope, there's Gibbons. He's moving up. Gibbons is like, what, 20th here? So he's getting back into the points. What do they go? Yeah, Gibbons is going to finish in the points. The question is just, is he going to finish like 10 to 20 or 5 to 10? I don't think he's in it for the final sprint. One to go, one to go, one to go, one to go, one to go. Legion's got control again. They didn't Legion it. This was a much more interesting race. Somebody said this was going to be a snooze fest. This has been a much more interesting race than we thought it was going to be. And yet here we are. We are still one to go. Ooh, crash. Evolo rider down. Just the Evolo rider. No one else. We need to see the front of the field. Switch cameras, switch cameras. Yeah, Boardman's in tractor mode. Throttle's wide open. Field is split apart. Yeah, where's Feehrey? Corey dropped a chain. Ama's in there. Ama's infiltrated. Ama's in the middle. Corey's sprinting back onto his own train. Is Feehrey up there? Feehrey needs some points. He got the mid point sprint. Ama's trying to make the juncture. It's just Legion. Legion's got it. No one's even in contact with Legion. Corey's sitting up. There's Feehrey in the green in the middle. Ty's the strongest. Ty's the strongest guy on Legion right now, for sure. Corey got SRAM. Agreed. Shimano for life. Corey left the gap to make Ama work. You're right. Yeah, Corey did the Saturn sit-up on Ama there. So it looked like Feehrey got inside the points. I think maybe Gibbons got inside the points too. The overall, there's Kyle Teasler from Nashville Local. The overall is going to be very interesting after this one. Hernandez's eyes are bugging out of his head. What is going on? He is bugging. There was a Volo rider crashed. I'm not sure that's what caused the gap. It did seem like once it does seem like once Ama infiltrated the Legion train, this was the cause of the gap, but this was the cause of a gap. Yeah, no problem, Road Racer. Thanks for hanging out. Wow. Okay, they do look almost exactly the same. Those two. Those were the two that I got confused early on, so I stand behind my statement that they're almost completely impossible to tell apart unless you can see their numbers or something. Yeah, Corey's chain. Man, I run Shimano and I don't drop chains, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hernandez seems like he's bugging. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe we're gonna get a replay here. Yeah, that's the gap has already gone out here. I need a replay of like 2-3 corners back. There's Gibbons. Yeah, I don't know how that race shredded so hard. I don't know if that was just Legion finally fully opened to the throttle in a race where they had not opened the throttle the whole time and it just completely pulled the brace apart. It seems like there's something that happened that we were not not privy to. Another win for Ty. Justin third. God, Legion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. Corey slammed into Hernandez. Did Corey slam into Hernandez because his chain dropped, or did he just slam into Hernandez for fun, and that's what dropped his chain? Because those are two very, very different scenarios. I didn't see the chain drop, so I don't know what caused it or what the deal was there. I'm hoping we're going to get a replay of it, but maybe we're not. The overall is gonna be interesting. It's more interesting because Legion is not in the overall, because there's like this whole second race happening. Okay, Corey's chain dropped off, and then he got squirrely and he shoulder checked Hernandez because his chain came off. Woo! I'm sure we're gonna see GoPro footage of it. Anyway, all right. There's Curtis White for a second. He was out there. Crazy race. Still, Legion still once again adapted and pulled it off, but yeah, we'll see what Hernandez does here. He was definitely, like, his eyes were bugging out of his head. All right, y'all. I'll see you at the next one, but thanks for hanging out. We had some interesting stuff in the middle. We ended up where we thought we were going to end up, but it was a good crazy race, a good hard fought race in the middle there. Legion just pulled it back together. See you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I guess, like the channel and all that. Like and subscribe, as they say, if you will.